Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. Overnight, the Australian dollar appears to be consolidating above the 74 cents as it now waits for the RBA minutes at 11:30 today. It is unlikely that the market will find any notes in this statement to unsettle the Australian dollar. Therefore, I still expect to see any attempts towards 74.55.65 to fail, looking down towards the region of 73.90 and then eventually lower towards the objective of 73.45.55 and reassess from there. Well, the euro still at this point is consolidating, even though the US dollar was weaker overnight. The dollar index did sell off to a low of 94.13 before settling at 94.24, with the essential support still remaining at 93.40. Later this evening, we have the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's testimony on the economy and monetary policy to a Senate committee. It is expected that Powell will face a round of questions on a wide range of economic issues, including the potential effect of the Trump administration trade policy on the economy. Powell is expected to lay the groundwork for further tightening, though. I still expect to see 4 for this year, and with 3 currently locked in. On the day, though, for the outlook for the euro, I do expect to see fresh rallies above 117.45 to fail, with the overall view that we should see a drop back towards the region of 116.65 and down towards 116.10. The dollar yen, since the rejection from that 112.80.85 on Friday, still remains overbought and technically still questions whether the market can sustain at current levels. I do expect to see a possible decline into today's session and still look towards the base of around 112.05 and then beneath that 111.40, which currently I hold as an objective before even coming to the view of supporting any buy or any call to a buy. Any advances beyond 112.80.85 at this point holds little targets. The pound still very much unchanged since Friday's whipsaw price action from the lows of 131, and at present I still support a negative outlook. You can see here from the technical point the RSI is still lacking momentum, therefore we could see a move towards 131.80 and to the objective of 130.60.65, with the resistance seen at 132.70 to 133.40.60. Market is still rather concerned due to the recent resignation of Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson along with British Brexit Secretary David Davis. It has left Theresa May's government rather fragile. The thing is, what we're looking for now is whether Boris Johnson contests the Prime Minister's chair. Let's see if that comes into play. The gold outlook took a challenge to the downside briefly overnight, and at this stage is still just holding at 12.38. If we get a move under there, this would negate my view of a move up towards the 60.80 region and instead could expose a level of 1,225. Technicals are still very flat, but there is some divergence here. But it's very difficult to see at this point whether the market can still hold, but it has put in 2 attempts to the downside and so far has held at that 38, around that level. The old outlook plummets another 4% overnight. And it would seem that US Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin said some crude importers might receive waivers to continue buying supplies from Iran. We want people to reduce oil purchases to zero, but in certain cases, if people can't do that overnight, we'll consider exceptions. He told this report. Well, he mentioned this on Friday, but the comments were not released until early this morning. This hence put the oil to its objective. Now, my call was at $67 a barrel. We've reached there. So I'm neutral, and I'm seeing in the next 24 hours how the market will play out. So I don't have any view at this stage because we're oversold, and we could easily see a rebound of anywhere up to $69. So I'd rather sit out at the moment and assess the current price action after falling nearly 9% since the fall from $73 a barrel. Well, that wraps up for today. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, look out for the intraday report, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day that's ahead.